Hey guys, I'm back. And you know, I did have a plan to do a video sometime, you know, since I just put out the last one, which you guys seem to like, and I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. But obviously I was watching YouTube last night, and apparently there's other stuff to talk about, like the 2025 Can-Am trike lineup, and definitely some things I was not expecting. I did not hear it in the pipeline. Not that I'm cued into the pipeline, but I didn't hear about anybody that I follow talking about it. And we'll get into that. But before we get into that, please like, subscribe, notifications, yada yada yada. You know what? Let's watch the intro and then I'll get into it. Let's get into it now. Thank you for watching the intro. So, the 2025 Can-Am lineup. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up, because what I would consider a very big announcement, and quite frankly, I have not seen any of the other YouTubers speaking about it yet. And it's been out for almost 24 hours. Very surprising. Okay, so let's start at the bottom with the Ryker. What's new? Panels. Who cares? You know what? If you want to pay $300 for a piece of ABS molded plastic because you like it, good for you. I'm not one to spend. I wrap mine, if you've seen my walk around on this thing. But, you know, if you got money to burn, feel free. And that's all we got on that. What would I have liked to see? Here's what I would have liked to have seen. Obviously, the 2024s, 2025s on the Spyders and the RTs, they got the new 10-inch screen with the CarPlay. That's great. What I would love to have seen is take the old Spyder and RT screen and put it on the base model F3 and the base model Ryker. And let's get rid of this Pac-Man 1980s style, functional yet boring display. That's what I would have liked to see, but then again, I'm not Canadian, I don't run the company, so I don't have a say. Now, let's move up to the F3s. What did they get? And also the RTs, what did they get? Backup camera? I'll be honest with you, it looked good. It looked straight out of a car, you know, with the red, the yellow, the green, with the lines and all that jazz. It looks like it was basically just ported straight in from a car, and I don't have a problem with that. And quite frankly, one of the best features of the Can-Am lineup is having reverse, and not that BS starter motor reverse, like actually hooked up to your engine reverse, which is awesome. But, you know, when you have a helmet on, especially a full face or something to that effect, looking over your shoulder to back up is okay, I don't know what we're doing here, guy. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, so yeah, I think a backup camera would be very, very helpful. So that's it. New panels for the Ryker, new colors, and backup camera for the F3 and the RT. And that's not for nothing. That is basically how Can-Am operates. They don't do too much with their existing models. And quite frankly, I'm going to take a second here to just speak on that. With the exceptions of, let's say, reliability and tech features, and I know opinions will vary on this, but it's basically a done machine. It's like you could tweak it, but you know, when you put out a product, it's got to be for everybody, not just you. You know, it's oh, thank you for stopping, honey. You know, it's a basic whoever gets on it should have everything they need. You know, you can't micro manufacture motor vehicles. God, this road sucks. Yeah, that's just cost prohibited. You know, but which is funny because it actually going to lead me into my next thing. But yeah, the F3, the RT, you know, you buy it and you should have everything you need and not really want for too much more. Like I said, reliability could always be improved. I think they have done that since, you know, the nonsense of the COOF. And there's probably not too much that you can't really tweak to with the aftermarket, as limited as it is. You know, I would have liked to seen suspension upgrades. Would be nice. The rear view camera is nice. That's good. But LED headlights, it's like, this is not a selling point, guy. You could buy LED headlights for $100. It's like, whatever. It's convenient to have them out of the box, but you know, the CarPlay was a big deal. I'm sure that the non-iPhone people want their cut of the action on that one too, and they want something for the Androids. Yeah, so that's it for those three models. And here's the thing: whatever I show you coming up, I have to get off the internet because I have not seen this in person, and I'm only going to speak about what I've actually been told, and then some thoughts. As of yet, I have not seen anyone ride these, but let's go. And here we go. It is the Can-Am. It is the Can-Am Canyon. Okay, Canyon, interesting name. And what is it? It's their ADV trike. And an ADV trike actually makes more sense than the two electric bikes that they introduced, which Ryan F9 did a thing on. It was insightful. He actually rode them. I obviously, you know, with my whopping, 830 subscribers, give or take, fluctuates every day. You know, I don't have the pull, you know, to get the perks of trying stuff before it's open to the public. And they're obviously not in stores because of the 2025, so maybe they'll probably come out a little bit later this year. They're already on the website, so like after you're done watching this to the end, please, it helps me, just please watch to the end. But go on their website and take a look. So we have the Canyon, and like I said, if you're seeing pictures, it's the stuff I got from the internet. So we got three models: the Standard, the XT, and the Red Rock or Red Canyon, some shit like that. I'm already forgetting it. If I make mistakes, I'll correct it down in the bottom here, underneath what I'm saying wrong. Let's talk about it. What is it? It's an adventure bike. Now, I could understand why they did it. The adventure market is actually pretty good. I don't think it's completely oversaturated, but there is definitely choices to be had and price points. And I was actually looking at a couple of ADV bikes, and what I found my problem with the bikes were they're high. They're really high, which makes sense because you want the ground clearance. I would for me, and I'm an average sized man, except for my waist size. Oh, Spyder right there. So for me to get on these things would not be the most pleasant experiences. So a trike actually kind of makes sense. And if you're unfamiliar, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make this video for just about everybody, so you are probably already knows. Well, here's the problem. You do have off-road, specialized off-road vehicles. We used to call them dirt bikes back in the day. You know, Yamaha made them, you know, usually 2 cycles back in the day. Here's the problem. And quads, too. Let's not forget the quads. Here's the problem with these vehicles. They're not street legal. So if you wanted to take your quad out, if you wanted to take your dirt bike out, the problem was you had to trailer it. And what they did was they designed an off-road, on-road, street legal motorcycle. So you could load it up with your crap at your garage, drive it to a trail, doesn't matter how far away it is, and go on your adventure. And quite frankly, that really did fit the bill. It does exactly what it says it does. So I can't crap on it for that. But you know, adventure riding on two wheels does bring its own limitations. Adventure riding, and this is the off-road portion, is definitely slow. I mean, if you're truly doing off-road, you're going to be going pretty slow because the roads are unimproved, probably under the best conditions, and they're downright atrocious under the worst. And two wheels don't work too well at slow speeds. And it's high up for the ground clearance. So if you fall over, you have to pick this up. It's probably going to be on a hill, you know? And then you have to get going up this hill with all these rocks, you know? But like I said, this is the appeal of adventure riding. That's what you want to do, and God bless you for it. I understand it entirely. Now, this canyon, which looks like an RT was impregnated by a pickup truck. Let's try to go into the specifics as best as I can from my memory. It is basically, to my eyes, an F3. It's a Spyder. Now, what did they do? They upped the ground clearance to 10 inches. I think they said they had 10 inches of shock travel in the front, 9 inches of shock travel in the back. But it's the same engine. It's got the same screen as the new F3s and RTs. But they changed the plastics. And there's a couple of other off-road accoutrements. So there is a guard for the belt, so you don't kick rocks into it and shred your belt on a trail. Hand guards, kind of like on the Ryker. Whoopty shit. Microscopic windshield that you could adjust by twisting a knob. Okay, all well and good. And I'm pretty sure that windshield is really only good for the highway. Keep the stuff off your chest, but your arms are still out in the open. If you look at the picture here, what it looks like they did was they stripped out the width. You know, they took the hips off the girl, you know? And they kind of made it a lot more narrow, because as you can see, like the plastics, they're like where the shocks would have died into the bodywork. The whole shock assembly is hanging out there out in the open, which is fine. And it looks like they got these panels right in front of your kneecaps, which and it looks like they're screwed on there, which is pretty good, because if they get too scratched up, or you know, you could unscrew them and replace them. Now, another big thing was the amount of anchor points, and it literally looks like the back of a snowmobile. Like snowmobiles have that like behind you. It's like, it's pretty big. So it looks like they took the back of a snowmobile with all the mounting points. Where on your Ryker here, your Spyder, your RTs, you can put one thing back there, okay? If you choose the cooler, the this, the that, the other thing, you're committed to that, because that's all that fits, because there's only one mountain point. Where this new Canyon apparently has one mounting point behind the operator or the passenger seat, then there's another set behind that, and then it looks like there's mounting points for saddlebags, rigid saddlebags. Okay, cool. So if you get the standard model, you really get nothing. It's basically an F3, like I said, with the increased clearance and stuff, and all these nice mounting points. So you can upgrade, and this is what they can really straight out said it. It's like, you know what, you get the base model. I believe it's around 26,000 for it. So that's your buy-in. And then you add your accessories as you wish. Now, the nice thing about the Link Q system is that if you're in this, if you have a Sea-Doo and you have this and you have that, like I said, if you're in this system, you can have these if you're in this system and you have these accessories, you can move them between your vehicles. Like if you have a jet ski with a gas tank, an external gas tank, you can move that gas tank and put it on the back of your Ryker. You can put it back on your Spyder if you have that the plate, or if you have the snowmobile for that matter. You could do the same thing. You know, if you have the cooler, if you have the cases, you could move in between. So that's actually pretty cool, because if you buy other brands, if you buy a case, it's not going on anything but what you bought it for. So as long as you're in the ecosystem, okay, so that's the standard model. No bells and whistles, upgraded as you choose. The next model up is the XT. And if memory serves, it's the exact same thing, except for it has more storage included. I think that's it. Maybe some heated grips and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, or that was standard on everything. Like I said, I'll put it down below what it actually comes with. And then you have the top of the line Canyon, Red Rock or something like that. So this is where it gets interesting, and I think it tops out at 32,000 and change. Okay, and that's the base model, the top of the line base model. I did see accessories packages in excess of $3,000. So I think you get the backup camera, and the big thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's go back. The XT also has auto leveling, which you would find, I believe, on the F3 Limited. So it has a pump back there. Whoopty shit. Now the top of the line one has that pump, the backup camera, and active suspension, or passively active suspension, whatever you want to call it, and ride modes. Now, like I said, I'm only going by what they said, but I have a problem with the ride modes only being on the top of the line. You know? Because if you're going off-road, that's when you really want these ride modes. So, there's sport, normal, probably eco, and then they had the rally mode, as we all know from the Ryker Rally, which basically tunes down your traction control, lets you get squirrely. Now, guys, like I said, I don't know. People will go in more detail. This is just the first draft. But the thing is this, if you're going off-road, you need to be able to switch off your traction control. Okay? You need to shut it off. Maybe it's good in a lot of situations, but you need to actually be able to shut it off. Yeah, so the active suspension. So, okay, sounds like a good idea. You're going over these hills and these bumps and these rocks, and the shocks are adjusting, the dampening, the rebound to accommodate for the crap you're going over. I think that's pretty damn cool. I think, or I would like to think, that system might want to be filtered down to the Spyder and the RTs as a premium option. Like if you start getting aggressive, it would be nice if your computer knew what you were doing. It would modify your shocks accordingly. You know, instead of buying aftermarket ones where you have to set all these things and get it dialed in, but it only works under the scenario you dialed it in for, you know? So maybe you want to go really fast and really aggressive, so you want your suspension really tight. But then you're like me right now, and you're just cruising because you're talking at the same time. You don't want to get hit by speed cameras and shit. So you really want your suspension nice and soft and like Cadillac-y. So I think that would be an awesome little addition to the lower models. Like I said, I went through the BRP package, and you know, this case is like $300. Nothing from BRP is cheap. So, and you're probably better off, quite frankly, getting the top of the line with all the accessories than getting the base model and trying to build it up. Is it fit for purpose? That's the question. Will it do what it's meant to do? Yeah, will it do what it's supposed to do? I would have to say yes and no. Does it fulfill the role of an adventure bike? I.e., street legal to your trail? Yes. Yes, it will. Will it haul as much gear as you need for your adventure? Sleeping bags, food, cutlery, cooking utensils, tent, all that crap, clothing, firewood, extra gas. Yes, it will. So in that regards, yes, it's fit to purpose. It'll do that. Is it limited? Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Even with 10 inches of ground clearance, it's too wide. So you're not going to take a trike through these woods. Like, you could do that on an ADV bike. If you have to go that way in between trees, you can do so. These trails, they don't have culverts and shit. So they're rutted. And you have to pick a side where there's actual dirt or rocks or whatever to get through. So in that regards, it is very limited. So I'm going to go with like unimproved roads, just like this Ryker I'm on here. If you get the rally, well, what's the rally mode basically? It's gravel roads. They'll straight up tell you, it's just like, it's not for true off-road use. It's for unpaved, improved road use. If there's a rock sticking up, you're going to bottom out the thing. You're going to rip something off. It's the nature of the beast. If it's a narrow little road, you're not getting through. So what's this adventure bike for? It's basically the same thing, but since you have 10 inches of ground clearance, probably a bit more, I don't want to say the word extreme. I don't think you're ever going to take a trike extreme. I do see off-roading, but not off-roading like you're truly exploring the unknown. Yeah, that you're not doing that. It begs the question, is it better off to get this new Canyon than a two-wheeler? Man, it depends on where you ride. That's what it's going to come down to. And then, are you better off on a trike or a quad? I'm going to venture an opinion, and like I said, I have no idea. I have no idea if it is better or worse than a quad. All I know is I am unfamiliar with any street legal quads. So right off the bat, you're back to the trailering scenario that the ADV sector is there to address. Here's the problem. Your off-road quads or four-wheel drive. So they're meant for this. They're meant to be off-road. So, well, yes, you can get them stuck. But four-wheel drive off-road is better than two-wheel, and it's better than one-wheel. There you go. I mean, I do like it. I do like it. I like the looks of it. It's different, yet familiar. Like I said, performance-wise, I really don't know what to expect. I would be very interested to see some real-world use and actually see what it's capable of. You know, I want someone to go buy this thing and beat the living crap out of it, and I want to see how it fares. Like I said, I'm interested to see. Look at that, another trike. It's a beautiful day today. Okay, so as far as the trikes go, I think I'm done. There it is. Squirrel. Now I will briefly mention the other announcement, which was the new electric motorcycles that Can-Am came out with. I do not have a problem with electric motorcycles. I don't. I have a problem with the fact that you have to recharge them. I think recharging the way it's designed into the infrastructure was the biggest mistake in the EV ecosystem. Like I said, my only problem with these EVs is the range. And once they get that nailed down, I think they're good. But then again, I see these guys on these like little skateboard scooters, which cost a hell of a lot less than I think the $19,000 that these Can-Am's EVs cost. You know, even if you have to pay $4,000 for an EV scooter, you can just take it into your house and plug it in overnight, and it'll get you to work and back, or a grocery run, whatever. Ah, man, I wish them the best of luck. I really do. All right, guys, that's going to be it for my review of the 2025 lineup. Like I said, I'm a nobody, and I'm just trying to save you guys the work of looking stuff up. So I hope you found it informative, interesting, maybe sparked your curiosity. Like I said, I personally, I think the Canyon's pretty cool. I actually think the electrics are pretty cool. Not for me, for other reasons. If I had the facilities, I would get them. If I had off-road, I would get the Canyon. So like I said, I would buy this stuff. I just will not be able to use it. All right, you got this far. Do me a favor, guys, in case you missed it the first time, which was way back then. Little like, little subscribe, little notifications, yada yada yada, and hopefully the next video I shoot will be on what I actually intended to shoot it on, which was something completely different.